Hello, everybody. Welcome to the new gaming podcast with Virtual Forest. Say hello.
Hello.
Okay, that is my friend Virtual Forest. Today we are going to be talking about Call of Duty Infinite Warfare and what it's going to be like. Neither of us have played it yet, so let's just start talking. So, I assume you've seen some of this stuff so far.
Yeah, I have.
So you've seen trailers and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, from what I've seen from the trailers, I mean, I've seen the E3 stuff, and I mean, the stuff has been. It seems like it's been getting a lot of hate and stuff like that. And but I watched the E3 trailer and it looked really cool. I don't quite understand that, but like, what do you think of the trailers? Like, what do you think of them?
Okay, so the trailers, they're pretty cool. I mean, like, space? Space
Yeah.
is pretty cool. The thing is, though, people are feeling, I'm assuming, I'm not trying to, like, say that they are, but I feel like people are feeling like Call of Duty as a whole, like, everybody who's part of making Call of Duty, like Infinity Ward and Activision, they're not listening because what it looks like to me is basically just a reskinned Black Ops 3
Yeah.
and just slapped on the box.
Yeah, that's what I heard from a lot of people is that like a lot of people are like assuming like even without playing it, like the first trailer of it has like I think it has like I don't know if it has like 30,000, 50,000 dislikes, which like I mean compared to the likes on the video, it's a really bad like response. So,
Yeah,
but like yeah, so something that like something that they're saying is that it's like it looks like a reskin of Black Ops 3, which I haven't played, but I have seen gameplay from it, and it looks like they're using the same engine like over and over and over again, and they're not really
yeah,
innovating Call of Duty anymore. Like, because in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinion, like my favorite or the best Call of Duty in my opinion is Modern Warfare. I mean, either of the games,
yeah,
Modern Warfare 1 or 2, they both can go hand in hand for me. I think the campaign in Modern Warfare was better, but Modern Warfare 2 had a lot, like, it had a much better arsenal and stuff like that. But, but from what I've seen, like the E3 trailer, like I said, and like the E3 trailer, it looks really cool because you get in a ship and you fly around, and it looks super cool.
yeah,
But like, it does look super similar, like we've seen it before, and like, in my opinion on that is like it keeps. It seems like the Call of Duty games are just like they keep being like reskins of just like the last game, but they just keep selling. So like they're just gonna keep doing it until they don't sell, and like from what I've seen so far from like Infinite Warfare, and feel free to interrupt me at any point, but from what I've seen so far, like sales aren't going too good, and even though it just came out, it's like still like way below all the top stuff on Twitch. Like it's barely trending on Twitch, and like it seems like there's a lot of bad stuff going on. So
well, I mean, you look at you look at where Call of Duty really just kind of got lazy. So after Black Ops 2, when Ghost came out, a lot of people were disappointed, and that's kind of, I think, where it took a turn for the worst, and kind of they just gave up a little bit, and we're saying,
yeah,
you know what? Let's just make money.
yeah. I mean, like in my opinion, Ghosts it has a lot of problems, but I still think that Ghosts has a few good things about it. Like the campaign, I enjoy playing the campaign, and but it definitely has a lot of problems, which is I think why like a lot of the online features of Ghosts, there were a lot of like failed opportunities, and like it just didn't like completely come out right. And after that, the quality is like slowly started diving down. So
Well, really, Ghost has a way different feel than
then like the
any
modern
Call of
ones or
Duty.
the older ones?
The older ones.
Yeah.
Like, from Black Ops 2 and back, that's where it started to feel different. It doesn't really feel like Call of Duty.
Yeah,
if that makes any sense.
because I've played Black Ops 2, and I've played Ghosts, and like even just based on graphics engine alone, like they're incredibly different. Like, and they play very different, and the online competitive game is very different, and there's so many different things. And so like, but Call of Duty is kind of like right now, Call of Duty, it's like going all in on Infinite Warfare. And I want to ask you, like, do you really think they should be doing that? Like, do you think that it's really worth it to like go all in on Infinite Warfare?
Well, I feel like they kind of made a bad business decision because they have the opportunity to, make something that we're familiar with.
To shake it up a little bit, right?
Yeah. And yeah.
I mean, they got spaceships now.
I know they have spaceships now, but like, I feel like they had the opportunity to make more money than
they're making.
I assume, yeah, will make and are making, because I feel like a boots on the ground new Call of Duty, I feel like that would make a lot more money than just another, even like spending the extra $20 on COD 4 Remastered. It's not really worth it.
Yeah, like remastering Modern Warfare, that would be great. That would be great. Because I mean, like I said, a lot of people consider Modern Warfare like the best of the Call of Duty games. Like, just based on like the campaign, and like it was really good for the time, especially. But if they remastered it, like gave it a lot of like new features and like amped up the online game, then it could definitely like make them a lot of money, and it would be a great investment. Especially since
like
they already have something to work off of.
Yeah, like we're getting more like nostalgia games. Like, they have remastered COD 4, and that's kind of a step in the right direction. But when you look at it,
does it just
for a lot of people, COD 4 was one of the, if not the first Call of Duty game they've played.
Yeah.
And that's when you see COD 4 remastered, it brings a sense of nostalgia and like. But I mean, like, why not just sell it as a separate game instead of just making you have to buy a game that you don't want just so you can play the game that you do want to play?
Oh yeah, of course. Like, because I mean, the thing about Infinite Warfare is that it's very familiar, but I think what like Activision and people like that, what they're confusing like nostalgia with making the same game over and over and over again. And that's one of the problems that they're having right now, is like they're like making the same game over and over and over again, because they think that like if they just use the same formula, that it's gonna be good eventually. And it's like the past couple Call of Duty games, they've had a few good things, but they've never been like wonderful. Like, they haven't been like great, and they haven't really been great since like Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2 was really the last great thing that they've made. Call of Duty game.
Yeah. And like, they have so many other opportunities too. They have they have the rights to 007. They can make a great 007 game again. Like, I mean, we haven't had a great 007 game since like GoldenEye, or like even like some of them have a lot of good features, but they seem like just reskins of Call of Duty games, and they could like. If they just stop building off of this one thing that they know, they could definitely make something that would be way better. But they're just using the same thing over and over again. But
So I'm gonna kind of compare it to Battlefield. I'm not like trying to start new.
oh yeah, of course.
Battlefield, it gives you, so they don't release a new game every year.
Yeah.
Battlefield 4 came out in 2013, and now 3 years later they're coming out with another Battlefield. That gives us time to, get used to the new Battlefield and not feel like you have to rush to get everything in that game so that you can move on to the next one. It's kind of like, yeah, I can play this for a while and I can put it down when I want to and pick it back up. I have a couple years to play this. I don't have to rush and try to get everything.
I mean, last year they EA did have Battlefront, but Battlefront was like torn down by the fact that it had like way too much DLC, and it was like really expensive for all the DLC, which is kind of unfortunate. But that was like the main problem with that. But then luckily they stepped away from that. Like, they were able to learn from their mistakes, and they were able to make Battlefield 1, which isn't like, it doesn't have super over expensive DLC. I don't even know if it has like any DLC packs, but like
not yet. It just came out like a week or so ago, and I think they're planning on releasing one DLC set in December, but I'm not completely sure.
Yeah, but you can here go.
Okay, like I said, they give you space in between so you can get used to the Battlefield game, and they can make an even better game.
And they can hear stuff from people, and then they can add DLC to like improve what they have.
Exactly.
Yeah, but Battlefront was like really reliant on DLC, on its DLC, and that was like what was making most of the money for Battlefront in the first place.
Yeah.
And but luckily, like they didn't come out immediately with tons of DLC, like they did with Battlefront. Like, I know they didn't do it immediately with Battlefront, but they came out with the season. Like, you could get the season pass as soon as Battlefront came out, and it was $50. So that's basically, if you want the full game with like all the DLC that was to come, which like it wasn't even gonna come immediately. Like, they were gonna sell this $50 like pack, this $50 like DLC pack, and none of the DLC had come out yet. And so basically, like, if you were playing the game at launch, it was a $110 game before you even got any DLC. So that kind of sucked. But like, the game, I mean, it was fun at moments, but like, but it wasn't even like that great. Like, it definitely wasn't better than what was it, Battlefront 2? Like, I would still rather go back to original Xbox and play Battlefront 2.
Yeah. Kind of, well, it's kind of like Destiny. So Destiny, you have to. Destiny has like expensive DLC, but they're large. They're really big DLC, but if you want any of that, you have to pay a large sum of money.
Yeah, and it's like
for every single one.
And you kind of like, the game requires you to have some of the DLC, like the third DLC, Taken King. You need that just to go from like just to expand your level cap from 34 to 40. So that kind of sucks for like people that can get the DLC.
Paywalling in a sense.
What?
It's basically paywalling.
Oh yeah, but
like, you get the base game, you can only get to level 40. If you want to surpass level 40, you have to pay the extra.
Yeah, because you can get the DLC to get from 34 to 40. But then if you want to get beyond 40, if you want to play the levels that are like, I'm pretty sure the highest level in that game is like 52. But if you want to play that high, you got to get one of the DLCs. And so, yeah.
Yeah, see, there are good free-to-play models and there are bad free-to-play models. Like Team Fortress 2, for example, that's a good free-to-play model. There's no paywalling. You can buy things if you really want to, but that's not pushed on you at all.
Yeah. See, that's what DLC should be. Is it should be like, it's an add-on. It shouldn't be something that's required.
Kind of like in like the very beginning, or not the very beginning, like the beginning to mid last generation DLC, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like that was just.
That was a lot of the DLC from 7th gen consoles. It was add-ons, but it wasn't required.
Yeah, like going back to Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, the only DLC in that game was maps.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's maps, weapons, skins,
And
everything.
now it's like you can purchase all sorts of like DLC before the game even comes out. Like just like with Battlefront, you can get season passes for all sorts of DLC before the game comes out, but it's like $20 for a season pass, basically making your game like $80. And so like I feel like I want to say like one game that has gotten DLC really really right in the past couple years, or just even this year, aside from like Battlefield 1, is Overwatch. I mean, because Overwatch had the Origins DLC, but that's the only thing they've had. And you get every new map and like every new skin for each new thing for free. Like you can unlock anything for free. And like as long as you're playing like during the Halloween thing or the Summer Games thing, anybody can unlock those skins. And the only thing that you like can't get unless you get it is like Origins Edition. But other than that, the game comes at $40. Like it was $40 at launch. Just to like pay for it at full price, though, you get extra stuff. So it's like it's a $20 DLC, and I know I said that like $20 DLC for like games like that's not very good. That's because it adds it up to $80. But when the game is $40 at launch, and then it's $20 for DLC, making it like full price, and then you also get all these extra skins for extra characters. That's what doing DLC right is, in my opinion.
Yeah, like Battlefield, they do DLC right. They don't force it upon you that you need to buy this if you want to play anything.
Mm-hmm.
They say, "Here's this. You can pay us if you want to."
Yeah,
especially with like premium edition. It's $50. Sure, that's a lot of money, but you're not forced to buy that. That's only if you really want extra stuff.
And a good example of older games doing like good DLC is like Team Fortress 2. Team Fortress 2, I mean, it doesn't really have DLC, but it has extra maps and stuff like that. But those aren't like overly expensive, and they're not super bad. And like some mobile games too, like some of the maps in that game, like if they cost anything, they can still cost less than some like mobile game add-ons and stuff like that.
Yeah, Team Fortress 2, you don't have to pay for extra maps. Those come with the game.
Oh, yeah.
The only thing you have to pay money for, if you really, really want to, is hats and weapons.
But that's an example of an older game doing DLC really right. Like, really good.
Yeah. Team Fortress 2, they say, here's some cool stuff. If you want to, you can pay us some money. If you really don't, you don't have to.
But
that's DLC done right.
Alright, so let's get off the topic of DLC for a second, and I just want to say, like, I want to end the podcast by talking about, like, where do you think Call of Duty, after Infinite Warfare, like, because there's not many players, it's not selling that great, and there weren't many beta players, so where do you think they're going to go after this? Like, after Infinite Warfare, what do you think they're going to be able to do? Like, are they running out of ideas? Are they going to do the exact same thing again? Are they actually going to listen to people? Like, what do you think is going to happen?
nothing ever lasts forever. So
Yeah.
they're gonna eventually realize they're not making as much money as they used to.
So, are you
And
saying that, like, after this, like, they're not gonna have Call of Duty anymore?
that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying at some point they're gonna realize that they're not making as much money as they used to, and they're gonna have to start listening to people and what they want in a video game.
Or Activision is gonna have to make some sort of new franchise.
Yeah, exactly. And that's ultimately what's gonna keep them afloat, is listening.
Which, like, brings me back to GoldenEye. Do something with GoldenEye. Like, you guys, I mean, not just GoldenEye, but I mean, like, 007. Like, they have they have those rights. They should do something with like, they, instead of just holding on to the 007 rights, they should, like, and don't just make, like, more tie-in games, because those don't always work, right? But just, like, make an original 007 game for, like, once, and it would be awesome. I would really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because most of the like I said, most of the 007 games are like, they're very similar to Call of Duty games, and they're like, but if you're just gonna keep doing that, if you're just gonna keep using the Call of Duty formula for everything you're doing, just like, like, maybe you should try something new, or you should, like, try and innovate 007, or, like, just make something new. Like, what do you think would be a good idea for them to do next? Like, do you think they should do something new with Call of Duty, or do you think they should, like, start some sort of, like, new franchise?
That's really hard to say, because Call of Duty has been around for so long that it's sometimes part of people. You know? They grow up with Call of Duty, and it's really hard for people to say goodbye sometimes.
Yeah.
But as long as it's still making money, they're still going to make it. So
yeah. But
I don't feel like they're going to stop anytime soon.
Yeah, of course. But, like, if they're, I don't think they're going to stop, but, like, what do you think they should do? Should they, like, yeah, what do you think they should go, where do you think they should go after Infinite Warfare?
After Infinite Warfare, I feel like maybe it's a good time to, take a break.
That's what I was thinking, too.
Maybe, like, focus on something that's not Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Give people time to process everything that's going on.
Yeah.
And, just listen. Because what else can you do if you're not making money?
Yeah. Maybe we could have a crossover. We could have a crossover between the Call of Duty and 007. What do you say? Let's do it.
That sounds like a stretch, but anything could happen.
Anything could happen, and I mean, now I'm gonna give my opinion. I think that they certainly should go. They should certainly, like, take a break, and they should. I think they should think of something new, because they haven't thought of something new in a while. And if they thought of something new and they came up with some sort of new idea, I feel like a lot of people would love it. Like, even if the game was a crap game, and, like, and I feel like a lot of people would appreciate what they were doing, like, trying to do something new. I mean, I mean, I haven't played all the Call of Duties, and I don't really play any of them after Black Ops 2. But if they did something new, then I'd probably get it. I'd probably play it. And, if their real decision is to make money, like, make something new. And I feel like that would be the best route to go now.
Yeah, see, I'm going to kind of, before this kind of ends, I'm going to compare what they're doing to Sims and EA.
Yeah.
Sims, they're not listening. They're not listening to people's complaints. They're not listening to what people have to say.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately ruining the game. People, right now they're releasing yet another outdoors, pack.
Yeah.
For just going outside and whatnot.
Mhm.
That's not really what people are wanting.
Mhm. Yeah.
And that ties to Call of Duty,
Yeah.
People are asking for boots on the ground. They're giving us Black Ops 3.
And I think that, like, I can bring it back to mobile games again if I can. Then I'll say, like, Pokemon Go a while back lost a lot of followers. Like, because it felt like it kind of like dropped off the map a little bit, and a lot of people stopped playing it. And so, but they've had this whole plan that, like, I have a feeling that ever since they started, that Niantic knew that eventually they'd start losing players, because all mobile games lose players. And I mean, I still own the app, but I don't play it very often. But but in December they have plans to update the game and to add Gen 2, which I have a feeling like a lot of players are going to come back as soon as new Pokemon are added to the game. And that would be really exciting. And that's what Call of Duty, in my opinion, should be doing. Is they should be coming up with new things, and like they should be finding ways to like innovate it and add new things for players to come and find. And I don't just mean like DLC and stuff like that, but like new ideas for Call of Duty.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of talk about Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
That was a really, really big thing for a lot of people.
Yes.
And that kind of had its run for a couple months.
Yeah.
People forgot about it.
Yes.
They kind of broke it in some ways, and people forgot about it.
Yes.
And now, it's not much more than, just another app on the App Store.
Yeah. But now, soon, we're going to be getting, like, Gen 2. Like, the next generation of Pokemon. And I'm excited to see that. Personally.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah, so, if Call of Duty found some way to do that, that would be really, really cool.
That would.
Yes. See, that's the main thing that I would really want from Call of Duty. And to see where they're going, I really, really hope that they're gonna start listening, or they create something new. But the main thing that I'm wishing for is, just create something new. Like, create some sort of new franchise, update what they're already doing. Just do something new, and that would make me really, really happy. What about you?
Yeah.
So
make me happy too.
Yeah, so that would probably bring a lot of old players back, and that would probably make a lot of people really, really excited, and would make a lot of people really happy. So those are pretty much our thoughts on Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, Call of Duty Activision, all those types of things. If you guys enjoyed, please make sure you subscribe to Virtual Forest and subscribe to MG20, my gaming channel. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. And please leave a comment or leave a rating. And so any closing things you'd like to say? Anything about the podcast?
Thanks for letting me be on here. It's been fun.
Yeah, hopefully we can do more.
Talk. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, so I hope you guys enjoyed it, and stay tuned for more.